And we're live. Hello, everyone. This is Dan's All About Arsenal, and this is the Arsenal Forecast. It's our very first episode, and we are talking about everything Arsenal. I've got three lovely guests who have agreed to join me on their madness. They're doing this Christmas special. So this is a brand new podcast we're going to do once a week, and it's going to be literally before the weekend, so we can kind of get excited about the upcoming games. Bearing in mind it's Christmas, we're going to be talking about the Christmas run and everything that's happening, but we're also going to touch base and what people think about the season so far. So I'm going to chuck it. I can pick anyone. This is great. This is great being the host. So, but I have a good friend. I was pointing this way. It's opposite. It's Vinny to the left of me. Vinny, how are you? And tell us about your thoughts on Arsenal season so far, and then we'll kind of chip in and as we go, if that's cool.
Yeah, I'm doing very, very well. Thank you very much. Thanks for the invite to the podcast. It's great being here with such an amazing group of Arsenalians. But the season so far, I guess it's kind of playing out the way I thought it would. Now the thing is, the moment the transfer window was over, and we got our striker, we got Madueke and others in. I honestly, from that moment, said, this is our season. We're going to win the league because we had the depth. Sure. You know, we had the squad that we'd always needed. You know what I mean? As far as I was concerned, the last few seasons we fell short was because of injuries and not being able to have a good first 11 out on the pitch for the majority of games.
Yeah.
With the transfers that we brought in, I thought we'd corrected that. So I literally just thought, let's address the issues. And as far as I was concerned, games that maybe we struggled and drew last season, we should be able to flip those into a win. And games that we had lost, we could probably at least turn those into a draw. So I would expect us to gain at least maybe 12 more points than we did last season. And I think that might well be enough to see us over the line this season.
For sure.
Having said that, one thing I knew and I anticipated was that there'd be loads of ups and downs on the way. Yeah. As much as I had prepared my mind for the ups and downs, the downs still hurt.
For sure, mate. 100%.
The downs still hurt.
Every draw feels like a loss, all that kind of stuff. It's
exactly.
Painful. Yeah,
exactly.
No, I feel you on that completely. And obviously, we don't want to talk about like injuries and stuff like that, but that is sort of the bane of all of our lives, and it's always a hot topic. But I don't want to get too stuck in it. But it's going to come up. You know, it's going to come up and see what we thought. But just to get a bit of Alex's as well thoughts on kind of his thoughts on the season so far. Alex, I'd be keen to see your perspective, because the nice thing about having four different people, we're all probably going to have similar but slightly different opinions and stuff like that. So that's what this is all about. And anyone watching, obviously, as well, you know, can comment down. They can let us know their thoughts and stuff about the season so far, because you know it's exciting, but also you know we've got Man City coming up behind us, a couple of points. It's all the talk and the rhetoric at the moment. So, but tell me, Alex, what's your thoughts, mate?
So. I'm with Vinny, because in that I thought with the signings that we've made, and that was what for the last couple of years is what we've been lacking is the depth in the squad. To like Man City for the last few years, when they, the amount of times that they won the league, you looked at their bench and you just thought they can bring anyone on. If the game's not going their way, they can bring anyone on. And looking at our bench over the years, you just looked at it and thought, we just didn't have what we've got now. Yeah. And you look at the bench, you look at the bench that we've got, and it's a lot better. It's really good. But like you've just said, the injury situation. I think I read earlier that there's been 100 injuries in this calendar year, but that's part of it, isn't it? Like you've got to be prepared for it. And I think we played really well, and I think that losing our two best defenders in the last few games, I think Hincapie stepped up, and I think we've done all right. I think we've done pretty good, and I wanted to destroy Wolves, but that didn't happen.
We all did.
Yeah.
Couldn't even score a goal.
No,
we didn't even have to.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It's crazy. Josh, mate. I know we've talked obviously every Monday, 8:30 UK time. But what's your thoughts? We haven't really talked about the season so far, Josh, have we? I suppose we talked about more what's happened in recent week. But what's your thoughts on the overall season? Today, mate.
I mean, again, echoing what Alex and Vinny have said, really, in terms of obviously that's our strongest transfer window I think we've ever had in my lifetime.
Agreed.
So that is the entire Premier League. Yeah, a few sort of disappointments, I suppose, in terms of the sort of bedding in of the new players. The sort of shining light is Zubamendi, I think. He's just been outstanding. Noni as well, I think, has been really good. It's a shame he obviously got injured. And yeah, I think the main sort of concern is Gyökeres, and you know, we bought him as a bagsman, and I just don't feel like we're supplying him enough. We're not. And for me, like, you know, some people say about, oh, you know, you have to adapt to certain players, but these are professional footballers that, you know, they get paid an absolute fortune. You've got creative players there that should be able to thread that ball through to him. I don't see how that's adapting. It sort of baffles me, really, and I feel sorry for him because, you know, like most players, but especially strikers, they are such confidence players that you know, all he needs to do is to get. I mean, you know, he got them goals against like Leeds and stuff, and it was like, okay, this could be the start. And then not long after that, you know, it was the international break, and he got injured, and yeah, so it was a bit unfortunate for him in that respect. But I still don't see us playing to our full potential, and you know, for as solid as we've been in terms of defensively, obviously and even with the replacements that we've had, it's shown that the depth in squad that we've got is really good. But we've started to leak a few more goals than necessary, and then, you know, down the other end of the pitch, we're not really scoring enough. I mean, obviously there's some big positives, you know, like the Bayern Munich game, the North London derby. But they're the games that, you know, you want to watch and you want to see us do really well in, and when we have. But then it's the smaller games, you know, like the Wolves game. You know, that's the time when you just got to absolutely annihilate them. And that's a perfect game as well for Gyökeres to slightly change our tact and, you know, help him, supply him with the ball. You know, there's a few clips I think that you've sent me and I've seen online as well of like the amount of times like Odegaard could have like slotted a ball straight through to him. You know, he's making good runs. He's you know,
shouting at the telly
he's just
on that,
not getting it. So it's
pass it.
Yeah. So in terms of the original question, I've sort of slightly digressed, but you know, it's obviously been good. We're top. We're 2 points clear. It's basically Christmas. We've got one more game before Christmas. You know, would I have taken that at the beginning? Of course. But I still feel like we've missed quite a few opportunities to kind of solidify what everyone was saying about a month to 6 weeks ago, when they were all going, right, this is Arsenal's season. It's theirs to lose almost. I mean, I hate it when people say that, but yeah. You know, like your Paul Merson's going, oh yeah, they've got it in the bag, and you're like, oh, shut up, Paul.
Give it a break. Yeah. Oh, it's hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd just like to see us sort of utilise our players to the best of their abilities, and you know, and especially, like I say, Gyökeres, he needs to be supplied.
Yeah. Oh no, but I completely agree. I think it's been a hot topic of conversation. And we really need to, we need to feed him. You know, 52 goals or something in all competitions last year. And that's why we bought him. You know, he's in the prime of his life. Like, what are we doing? Why are we not getting the ball to him? And there's, you know, Josh, I've been fuming about the screenshots and stuff I showed. And he's a wide open. Even when Saka scored, you can't like that. Was it Brentford, wasn't it? Where it bounced over and luckily it kind of went in. But he was wide open. Just pass the ball and give him some confidence, and that was, you know, if he didn't score, there would have been a whole load of people moaning about it, but luckily it went in. But I think one of the interesting facts, which I know I shared on social medias as well, about since obviously we had Gabriel out, it was the 5 goals conceded in 17 games of Gabriel, and it's 5 goals conceded in 7 games since he's been out. So that's, and I think that is one of the things that is massive and huge for us. But get both Gabriel and Saliba back, and I see Saliba's just sort of come back, but probably about 78%, I think, in the last game because we had no choice. But Gabriel's so big defensively, but also going forward, he's, from a set piece, I don't think we've scored on like really properly since, where you go, it was all about set piece at the start, and now that's kind of almost dropped away, and we open play goals, which is great because we can't get any rubbish about set pieces, but it's all part of it, and we were doing so well, and we kind of had smashed it and got the cheat code, and that's kind of gone away, I think, a little bit. Although, recent game of Saka was crossed in loads and loads, and technically it was kind of a set piece, even though it was an own goal. That there's bits there, but I think we do need to get back to that. In all honesty, in my opinion, but I'd be interested to see, with the players we've signed and the players so far this season, have you got a standout player, and maybe have a think, in your head who you'd think? Because we'll start with Vinny so far as we're going around that way. But have you got somebody who stood out for you out of everyone? And if you pick the same player, guys, it's absolutely fine, because that just shows you that person stood out the most going forward so far. Maybe player of the season for us as supporters. But I'm intrigued to see what everyone says, to be honest.
Okay, so for me, if we're talking about a standout player, that's probably someone that's, I would say, to me, someone that's doing something on the pitch maybe over and above my expectation. So Zubi's come in. I had high expectations of him. Saka, Rice, quality players, high expectations of them, and they're meeting those expectations. But the one player that's really, for me, has exceeded expectations has been Leandro Trossard. I think he's done really, really, really well on the left. Now I'd worries when we decided not to extend his contract, but to pay him more money. I couldn't understand the reason why. But if we're just trying to keep him sweet, keep him motivated, then I think that's absolutely worked. I think he's played really well this season on the left. I think now between him and Martinelli, he's the clear starter on the left. I'd still like us to bring in another, attacking player to play on the left, someone that's actually better than the two of them. But I've been really happy with how he's performed. His techniques look really good. He's like he's done in previous seasons, has come up with some really, crucial goals at crucial times. Yeah. And I think he's really helped our attack tick when he's been, when he hasn't been injured. So yeah, I think for me so far he's been the standout player. Loads of our players have played really well, but I really wasn't expecting him to play as well as he's played so far this season. So he'd be the pick for me.
Ryan, just sort of, do you echo what he thought? Who's your person? Who's your player this season so far?
Mine, Vinny's just made a good case for Trossard, and he has been absolutely brilliant this season. When he's not been injured, and mine isn't the same. Mine's because we bought him in the summer, and I thought, why the hell did we buy him? Like a lot of Arsenal fans, Noni, he came in on that right hand side, and you just thought, and Saka got injured, and we didn't miss him. Yeah, and he was unbelievable, and then he got injured, and I was like, oh, how's he going to come back? And then what a great Champions League game he had the other day. He's full of confidence, and I feel like Havertz, he coming from Chelsea, they've been able to just play a bit better or a bit different football to what they play at Chelsea, and a bit more, I don't know, free flowing, and Noni's been my standout player.
No, that's interesting. I mean, he like you say, scored absolute bangers. He's only scored in the Champions League so far, but all may continue. But he has been a great, not replacement.
He's positive. Like he plays really positive. He doesn't go backwards. He's always looking to take someone on, and that's what I really like.
No, I love that. It's a good pick, good choice. And Trossard, Vinny, sorry I couldn't hear you on mine. Hopefully it's recorded okay. But Trossard's been unbelievable actually on that left hand side to lock it down finally and have someone there with a Martinelli coming on and being that kind of impact player if we need some fresh legs. So, but Josh, what about yourself on player of the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think I touched on it in the previous comment. Zubimendi for me has just been incredible. He's just sort of slotted into that position, and first season in the Premier League, and he doesn't look out of place at all.
Yeah.
So true.
I know there's obviously expectations. He's a Spanish international. He there was talk of the Spanish manager and everything saying that he is as good, if not better, than like Rodri, who won the Ballon d'Or the year before. So that yes, there was expectations there, but at the same time, I think to sort of slot in the way that he has been impeccable, and he doesn't really do much wrong. I mean, there's the odd little, he might lose the ball here and there. I mean, like that absolute
Tottenham.
muppet Richarlison who scored for he obviously lost the ball, which led to that goal.
Fuming.
But
Yeah.
that if anything, that just makes me hate Richarlison even more. It doesn't put anything else on.
Did he take his shirt off
Mark.
and celebrate? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's just he's a
Oh,
despicable human being.
yeah, agreed.
And yeah, but yeah, no, Zubimendi, he's been really, really good. And I echo what Vinny was saying about Trossard. I think that revised contract, giving him a pay rise essentially, has obviously worked because he's been playing out of his skin really. And I think he's showing, in terms of his finishing as well. He's a good sort of natural finisher, which I think sometimes we lack on that side because of Martinelli, even though he's very dangerous and he scored an absolute worldie the other night in the Champions League. But his finishing and kind of like that end product has been lacking since he got injured a few years ago. Before that he was, lightning quick. I think he's lost a small amount of pace, but I think a lot of it's confidence, which is why he's not really been performing as well. But yeah, Trossard has really stepped up, and it was a shame that he ended up getting injured. Again, we're talking about injuries, but it's basically the topic of conversation with Arsenal this season, really. Right from the beginning, Havertz comes back straight away and gets injured.
Oh no,
yeah.
Saka's out after a couple of weeks of the Premier League starting, and again, luckily Noni came in. Been really impressed with Noni. I think. There was a lot of critics, and it was quite well speculated, and they're talking to him, saying how criticised the transfer was. That's going to make you feel like shit, really, isn't it? But he's just stepped up and just gone, do you know what? I'll prove you all wrong.
Definitely something to prove.
He's been brilliant.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I mean, all really, really good choices. In fairness, I think I saw the interview earlier with, I think it was Arteta and Owen Hargreaves having a chat. I think it was TNT kind of interview, and they were talking about Zubimendi, funnily enough, and because I think it was a similar sort of position that Arteta had played at one point, and how hard it is, and does it make you a good manager for being that kind of manager on the field in the way and keeping things and the game going. And it was really interesting actually. And Zubi, yeah, I've enjoyed him. Hence the behind me, which way is it that way? Back of the shirt there. So as soon as we signed him, I was like, it'd been coming since January. I was like, all right, he's definitely going on the kit when he comes in. So, but yeah, he's definitely up there. And I think the other person for me, I mean, again, you may have touched on this, Vinny, because I couldn't hear, but Rice obviously has been, huge, I think, for midfield this year and what he does. And even the Wolves game at the weekend, I don't know if you saw like the clips when they scored the second goal, the own goal, and he was going, guys, like head in the game still, it's not over yet, because you can easily lose a goal by just switching off for a second, which is kind of what happened on the equaliser. So, but for me, and we talked about it before in other shows, Josh, about him being a captain on the field anyway, with Odegaard, all that kind of stuff. But he's huge for the team. He's the real engine, the driving force we all talk about. But I think he's so important for us, and we haven't really had it where he's been really properly injured out for a long time, and we'll make it continue, because I think he's one of the most important players, I think, for me this season. But yeah,
I think that's probably my concern, is if Rice or Zubimendi get injured for any prolonged period of time, we've not really, as big as our squad is, we've not really got anyone that can directly replace them.
No.
Whereas pretty much every other position on the pitch, you've got someone there, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got, who have you got really? You've got a Marino, maybe, not really.
Well,
not,
exactly.
not
You've
really
got Marino and Norgard.
Norgard, yeah.
They're not Rice and Zubimendi, are they? So
no.
Yeah.
And they complement each other, I think, really well. And I think Rice has been able to go forward more with Zubimendi controlling just behind, and he's definitely kind of pushed more forward. I wouldn't have scored more though. I would say that from Rice's point of view. He started having a couple of shots, and we've had more shots outside the box, I think, especially on Saturday night. But obviously, just maybe hitting a target, not enough. They weren't clinical enough for several shots we'd had. Especially against a poor Wolves side, which unfortunately they played out their skin. To be honest with you, but I think we dodged a bullet. I think we're quite lucky, and I kind of just glad, thank God, that we got the 3 points on that, because that would have been a bit of an embarrassment, I think, if we'd drawn or lost or whatever. So I'm just pleased that's done and over with. But so that's your favourite players of so far this season, and obviously talking about kind of next steps and next game, so that's going to be a big thing. And we're going to Everton, obviously on is it Saturday? It falls on the 20th. So on Saturday, 8:00, we've got the late kickoff up at Liverpool. So Everton's a tough club, I think, at their ground. Obviously, their new club and everything else, but estimates, predictions, I'm always intrigued to see what kind of people's thoughts. How do you feel about the game? I suppose would be something as well to maybe kick off, Vinny. But what's your thoughts on Everton, mate? Are you kind of looking forward to it? Are you thinking we can put them away? What's your take on the Everton game?
I'm gassed personally. Can't wait for the game. Really looking forward to it. But I'm not confident, is the honest truth. If we get out of there with 3 points, I'll be elated, because I'm not really expecting that to happen. So many people in the run up to the Wolves game have predicted that we'll get 4 or 5 past them. It'll be a nice confidence builder. Gyökeres will get on the score sheet, etc., etc. I didn't quite share that going into the Wolves game, and again going into the Everton game away, going to their place. I'm not 100% confident. If we come out with a point, if we draw and we play well, I think that's probably a point, well earned and probably well deserved. But I'm not confident of us going there and getting a win, and that's purely going to be on the current injury crisis and how we've literally been playing in the last couple of games. We did well in Bruges, but it's different when you're playing in Europe. European teams don't set up the same as other Premier League teams. Everyone knows how to play. Yeah, everyone knows how to play us now. They'll set up in a low block, and they know how to nullify our strengths. That doesn't really happen in Europe. So, Everton have got some pretty strong players, decent in defence. I expect them to give us a hard time, and I'll be happy with a point.
Cool. But Alex, Everton, it can be a bit of a bogey team for us. Is it one that you're worried about?
It has been in the past, and they're playing well under Moyes, but I don't share Vinny's opinion on that. I think we're going to turn up. We've had a week off, had a little break. I know we haven't got our main squad out, but I think after the Wolves game, they've got to pull their finger out, and they've really got to turn up against Everton. And if we want to win the league, we need to win games like Everton. We just about scraped it against Wolves. We don't need to turn up to games like that. And I think I can't remember the game a couple of games ago, and it was half time, and it might have been that Bruges game, and it was half time, and not much had happened, and we came out in the second half and we just went wallop. I can't. It was a couple of games ago, and yeah, I think that I think we'll beat them, but like what Josh said, we're a bit leaky now. Like without our defence, like we've conceded quite a few more goals, so I can see us conceding. But I think we'll take all 3 points.
Yeah, no, I hope so. I hope so for your sake. And while we're on it as well, and scores. Have you got a prediction? What you're hoping for? Because we are going to do some predictions as well as we go. I think for the games, but I'll get yours, Alex. And what's your thoughts, mate?
I think we'll 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Ooh.
3-1 Everton. That is.
What
we've done for me and Josh. But right, I'm recapping. I will edit stuff out. So I've got Alex at 3-1 Everton. Vinny, go for it, mate. Sorry, third time lucky.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Oh, okay. 1-1.
1-1 draw. Yeah.
If you could pick a goal scorer, I'll ask Alex this in a minute. Who would you say is going to score our goal? Because you get extra points for that.
Well, the safest bet is going to be Saka, right? So I'll go with Saka.
Yeah.
Saka, fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he performed last game, he deserved the goal. Alex, just if you had to pick one goal scorer, mate.
Trossard
is okay. And Josh, what's your predictions? I know we've probably done it the other day. We're going to stick the same.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I predicted the other day.
No,
but
I've got it.
I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal, and Saka again. I think I did say Saka.
Okay, cool. 2-1, and then Saka. Mine, just keep me in there. So I've always been doing the 2-0s. Who did I say? The other day I said 2-0, but Jesus. So Jesus is going down on here. So we're going Jesus. So all good there. So yeah, and obviously I'm excited about the game, but I'm also nervous. It's a long way to bloody go. So I think we just have to kind of see how we go. Really, that's how we perform and everything else. But it's one of those teams that does worry me slightly. But I think we talked about, are we going to rest players, all that kind of stuff. But me and Josh said about the league's the most important thing, I think, for us at the moment, because you've got the Crystal Palace on the 23rd, which the game's been moved. Everyone else is playing tonight, which we should maybe check in the scores. And then Man City was up 1-0 at half time, but I don't know how they're going. But it's all big teams left now, isn't it? In the Carabao Cup. Let's check that out, actually.
Yeah,
anyone got the scores there?
Newcastle, Fulham. It was 1-1 last saw it.
Okay, cool. Interesting. It'd be interesting to see, because I think they do the draw straight after as well, don't they? So
yeah. Well, it's it goes to extra time and penalties and stuff, doesn't it? There's no replay or
get it done.
Second leg in the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm. That's what I don't like about the semis. You have to play 2 legs. It still winds me up. I think it's a joke. So yeah. But there we go. So obviously onwards, because we've got quite a few games to cover. Obviously, Crystal Palace. What do we think how that potentially could go as well? Is that something that you guys want to win? You want to kind of carry on? Or I want to win every bloody thing. But thoughts on Crystal Palace? They got thumped at the weekend by City. Do you think we're good for it?
I think.
I want to win. I want to
put a lot into it. Yeah.
No, sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, I think Palace are going to put a lot into that.
Yeah, I think
a lot into that game, and I think it'll be the cup that they're going to want to go for.
For sure.
Yeah, in my opinion. So, but I don't see. I'd like to see us switching a few things up. Like I'd like to see Waneri starting a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Waneri back. He's not played at all, which is really concerning, to be honest with you. He deserves to be playing, especially these type of games. He deserves to be rotated in, even if it's start him, bring him off, but the stronger side on if we need, I think. But Crystal Palace, I mean, they're a good team. They're doing well in the league. They've got strong standing. I think where we're looking at Palace in the league, they're 5th at the moment, which is quite. Is impressive for a club like that, considering us like an Eza in the summer have lost good players, haven't they, as well? So, but I think if we were hoping for a decent Crystal Palace result, what would you predict, Alex? What would be your kind of hopes, dreams, score on that, the pre-Christmas game?
1-0, I think. We could beat them 1-0. But is it at Palace?
No, it's at Arsenal. So it's at home.
It's at Arsenal.
I'm 99% sure.
Yeah. I think that could be a 1-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just double checking. So it's 2-0 Man City, 1-0 there. And it's Arsenal, yeah, 100%. So we're going 1-0. Who's your scorer for that game, mate?
One second. I think it's going to be someone like Rice. Rice.
Okay, Rice. You don't go down the Ezra route, anyone. You know, you've beaten before. It was it could be again, repeat, you know, lightning strikes twice. All that. Video, what's your thoughts on the Crystal game?
I mean, we played them at home in the league earlier this season, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Ezra
I think-
scored that
Ezra
one.
scored.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
The karate
I was
kick,
at-
wasn't it? It was that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was at that game, and it wasn't
Yeah.
an easy game. It was the first game where literally around the ground there was, because literally they were throwing everything at us for the last 10 minutes of the game, and they were really dangerous. And we had our two preferred centre backs playing as well, so we were pretty much full strength. But it was the first game where literally I turned to my right after the final whistle, gave the random guy next to me the biggest hug, just because I had literally just so much relief pouring out of all of us. We couldn't believe
For
what
sure.
we'd seen. So
Yeah, I bet.
we're at home. It's not going to be an easy game. It's a game I want to win. I still want to rotate. I don't understand why Near is getting next to no minutes, but I hope he plays a big part in the game. I will go for an Arsenal win for sure, because we're at home. I think we can turn them over, and I think they'll make changes too. And I think we should expect a goal from Marino, I think, that game.
Marino. What
Yeah.
scoreline are you going for?
I think 2-1.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
2-1. Interesting. Perfect. Lovely. Josh, what's your thoughts, mate? What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's a tough game. I mean, they're doing really well this season off the back of winning the FA Cup last season. The only thing is that because they're in the Europa League, their schedule is going against them, but they're still doing well in the league. So I really rate Oliver Glasner as a manager. I think he's very good. And it looks like he's probably going to be going in the summer as well. And I've also heard today that Mark Gay looks like he might be going to Liverpool in January, which will be interesting.
They need him, to be fair.
Yeah. So, but that's all going to. I think all that, even just the talk of it, is going to affect Palace. So, as much as it will be a tough game, I'll probably echo Vinny's score in terms of a 2-1 win. And I'm gonna go for Gyökeres to score.
Ooh.
We would love to see it. We would love to see it score. But
Absolutely.
I think it's interesting because even like the Palace, I mean, strong team. I know Everton have got a lot of players out as well, so it could be better than I think as well. But I mean, I do think it's going to be a tight game. I've got like Christmas work to go to beforehand. I'm fuming, but race back or go to the pub because if it's like early, it's like 4 o'clock. I'm like a couple of hours drinks, go out, grab the game. But I think if we're going to come in, I'm going to stick with my 2-0 and a Jesus. I'm going to be proper boring, but I think I see him. If he scores a goal, he's going to be starting or he's going to be coming in. And this is kind of game I think they would maybe rotate if Gyökeres doesn't have a potentially good game. So I'm going to go 2-0 and Jesus again on that one. And obviously, it'd be great to hit the semis, have something to win, because it's one of those cups where you can win early and keep that momentum going, I think, for the rest of the season. So, and get that kind of winning mentality that we haven't got yet. You know, we haven't really won anything with this group of players apart from like Charity Shield, you know, which doesn't count in a lot of people's eyes. So I'd love to see us grab hold of that and take that away. I think if we go back to the rest of the fixtures as well, because we've got quite a few games that are coming, isn't there? I can't believe we're playing Villa again, which still blows my mind.
Yeah,
the fixtures.
Twice in a
The
month.
only thing is, it's just mental. I mean, time for revenge. That I'm up for that. But so the next two games,
Yeah.
only next 2 games will do. We've got Brighton, which is on the 27th, and in a few days later we've got Aston Villa again. But both at home games. So we've got Crystal Palace at home, Brighton at home, and then we've got Aston Villa at home. So we've got a 3 nice run of games. We're not have to travel. So it's pretty good. But going from the top then, Alex. Let's bang out both scores. But thoughts on the game as well, because obviously Brighton, they're sitting around mid-table as a team. They're a bit hit and miss, but we generally do okay head-to-head against them. But how's Brighton as a team for you?
Yeah, they are a bit hit and miss this season. Yeah, like you said, they're floating around mid-table. So, yeah, I expect to get, if we want to stay at the top, we need to win. We need to win games like that.
We need to win.
That's yeah, yeah. So I think, I can see us winning the Brighton game, but the Villa one, if Villa get a goal, early on, and the stadium goes a little bit flat, then and gets on top of that's going to be a really tough game. But I think, like you said, revenge. I was gutted. I was really gutted in that Villa game. I think. Do you know what I think has been the hardest thing? Is we got so used to not losing a game that we didn't lose a game from the 31st of August in all competitions. We didn't lose. We drew a few, but we didn't lose. And then I think there was a slight bit of relief at the same time, like being gutted that we lost. But it was just like I wanted to lose to then like have a kick up the backside to be like, we had that game, like we could have won that game, and we didn't. And I just think that they didn't kick on from that game. Like against Wolverhampton, we did against Bruges. But against Wolverhampton, we got the win, but we didn't kick on like we just lost against Aston Villa, and that a couple of years ago they were a bogey team. They beat us twice. They beat us home and away a couple of years ago, and last year we beat them home and away. So maybe this year we're going to even it up, and we're going to beat them. One each. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, same here. If we had the choice, yes, that's what I want. Fair play. Have you got scoreline for Brighton and Aston Villa then, mate, and a scorer? Let's bang them out, Alex.
All right. So the Brighton game, 2-1, and Trossard. And the Trossard again. Ole. And the Villa, he's going to step up at Villa. I think that's going to be 3-2 to Arsenal.
Oh,
and
it's going to be a great game to watch.
Complete flip of the other week. A complete flip, and just trying to think who's going to be. Yeah, Marino's a good shout. Yeah, Marino
from probably a header, no doubt.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm excited about that scoreline, mate. That's what that would be the perfect revenge score as well. I think, wouldn't it be like last minute goal or something like that? Well up for that.
The Villa game was a brilliant game to watch. It was a brilliant game to watch.
Fantastic game.
Yeah. It probably was the best game properly for the season to watch for a neutral, especially because it was so back and forth, wasn't it? You just couldn't. Nobody had control of it.
No,
it was unbelievable. Yeah, it
was chaotic. Yeah,
and they just had the edge.
It was more like watching an FA Cup semi-final or final or something like that. To be honest, end-to-end stuff, and the way it finished. Oh my! You couldn't script it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I was in tears, but unbelievable stuff.
I think is that one you recorded on TikTok. So Vinny does his watch-alongs and he's filming it and he's filming his reaction. And mate, I was like,
oh my god!
I think we're all head in hand. Not good.
You all felt it. You all felt it. It hurt. That one really hurt.
That one hurt. It really did, mate. It really did. Vinny, mate, to get some scores from you, if we're going to bash through Brighton and Aston Villa.
All right, very quickly. Brighton are getting spanked. if Welbeck's fit and is playing, he's bound to grab one, but 3-1 to the Arsenal.
3-1. Nice. Scorer?
This is always harder, isn't it?
For sure.
I mean, Gyökeres has got to score sooner or later. Let's go with him.
Against his old team.
Yes. Yeah, he did play. He started there, didn't he? Is that where he started?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They went, because he played with Ben, hence he knew Ben White, wasn't it, as well? That's one of the.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But nice. Okay, and then Aston Villa. This is the big one.
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm still predicting that we're going to win the league. So we can't keep dropping points. We're at home. I think we've got to even up the score. We owe them one. So I predict an Arsenal win. Let's go with. I think it's going to be 2-1 again. To be honest,
2-1.
It'll be 2-1 to Arsenal. Yeah.
Always a popular score. And you usually score on that day or against
Saka will probably bail us out. He'll either get the first goal or the winner. He'll bail us out.
One way or the other. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And then over to Josh. So we've got Brighton first, mate.
Yeah. Brighton, I think 4-1.
Ooh, lovely.
4-1. Oh,
yeah.
High scoring. Go. I take it's to us.
Yeah. Noni to score.
Nice.
And then Aston.
Mm.
And then Aston Villa, I think we're really going to get some retribution. 3-0.
Oh, I was randomly thinking something like that, Josh, as well. That'd be great. Who's scoring a hat trick?
And I think Calafiori's going to score.
Calafiori. I mean, he does pop up and score some bangers, doesn't he? So Calafiori banger. Okay. And then for me, so we're going
from the halfway line.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened, mate. It can happen. All up for that. So Brighton for me, I'm gonna go 3-0. I'll go 3-1. Who's gonna score? I'm gonna put Wanyeri, just because I'd love to see him come on and get a goal.
Yeah.
Aston Villa. And I'm gonna go for Aston Villa. I'm gonna go to win. I like the idea of absolute revenge, but I think it's gonna be like I'm going to say like a 1-0. I'm going to be a bit conservative here. And who's my goal scorer? I literally had it. Who was I going to say was going to score? Is someone that... Oh.
Trossard?
Yeah, it's really hard. Probably going to be someone like Trossard. I went someone random. Do you know what? Let's go Odegaard, because he hasn't scored for time. And he's been trying. He's been trying from outside the box a few times. But he's just been smashing it at the keeper. So there we get him back in. End of the year. Let's finish on a high. And then with all those games, we're winning every game. So that's a nice 12 points. Well, 9 points plus a semi-final. So all looking pretty good. Now, I mean, little quiz for you, mini quiz. And this is really, I should have asked you to grab pen and papers because it's an interesting one. You recently, Haaland got and reached the 100 club. But what I wanted to ask you guys, because someone asked me this at work, and I went, "Oh, that's a really good question." It really got me thinking. And some you'll know straight away. Vinny's desperately looking for a pen and paper. But so right, I'm going to go around one at a time, and I'm asking for the top 10 all-time goal scorers. And obviously people who chuck it out there. And if you chuck a name out there and it's not there, I'll tell you where it is. Because I've got a list. I've got a list going to the top 35. I've got. But I thought this was really interesting. There's some obvious ones which we can bash out. But we'll start again. We'll start with Vinny guest today. What would be, if you had to pick top 10, you've got to think about top 10 scorers of all time. So looking at max goals, who would you go for?
Premier League.
First pick. Premier. Oh, it says list of footballers with 100 or more Premier League goals. But I mean, it's Premier League.
Okay.
It's a lot of goals.
So, God, I'm not very good at this.
That's what's a test.
I'm trying to think. Teams that have had one prominent striker. Aguero.
Aguero's
is
number
he on the
6. Yeah, number 6. So Aguero.
Are we going round? Whose turn next? I've got one
round.
on there.
Yeah, one on the scores. So Alex, top 10. Shearer is number 1. 260 goals.
Wow.
Bloody believable. So, right, I'm going to do a little score tally because we'll go around until they're all gone. So, Vinny, and then Josh.
Rooney.
You know what? There is Rooney. He's not. Oh, well, he's in there. I've seen him. He's number 3. Sorry, Rooney. So yeah, Rooney, Josh, nice.
Jeez.
Back to Vinny, and it
I'm
gets
already-
harder.
Yeah, I'm already sweating now. Literally.
It is tough.
Oh, Kane.
Kane is number 2, 213 goals in 320 appearances. He's the second highest in the ratio stuff, but there's someone else who's actually got higher. But put Kane down for Vinny. So good shout, mate. We're doing well so far. No pressure, Alex.
Henry.
Henry is number 8, 175 goals. So when you look through the table, it gives you the ratio of who scored. So he's 0.68, which is the highest out of everyone. 175 goals in 258 games. So he scored the highest ratio, only just. But obviously got a big up Henry. He's obviously all-time, up there, favourite kind of Arsenal player, along with like the Ian Wrights and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, Righty, we asked you to come on the show, mate. You didn't reply, just saying. I genuinely messaged him and didn't come back to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But yeah, so Henry for Alex. That's nice. So we are rocking and rolling. Josh, what are you thinking, mate? It gets harder and harder. Thinking. Can't give clues yet.
Robbie Fowler.
Do you know what? Number 9. Fowler's a great shot, mate. Oh, it's a very good call, mate. So obviously his teams, and he played for Liverpool, Leeds, Man City, Blackburn Rovers, is where he accumulated his goals. 163 goals for Robbie Fowler.
Jeez, how far when did the Premier League start?
92.
Bloody hell! Okay.
So Shearer was the first. Yeah, Shearer's 92. So he's one of the longer careers was probably Shearer. In fairness, hence the amount of goals. But Kane went far beyond. So we've got a few more names. So Vinny, you're up there, mate.
Right.
It's 2 apiece you've got. So we're down to the last 4.
I'm trying to think. Liverpool's top scorers. There's got to be someone for Liverpool in there.
There's a couple.
Oh, why am I not thinking of any names? Lousy brain.
What's that couple? There's one main one. There's one main one which, can't say much else.
Oh, okay, hold on. Give us 5 seconds.
4, 3.
Our survey says pass onto the next person. Yeah.
No problem at all. Vinny freezes on that one. But have a think, Vinny, in the meantime. Think of other ones. Alex, what do you think, mate? Anyone else who springs to mind?
So yeah, Liverpool. So someone that did spring to mind, and then I'm like, he did spend a lot of time at Liverpool, but then he went to Madrid, and I don't know if he would have scored 100 goals. I was going to say, I'm going to Michael Owen.
Michael Owen's number 11. So not top 10, top 2. 150 goals in 326 games for Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, and Stoke. There you go. Which is actually mad, isn't it? So
I got it. Sorry.
You got one.
God, Josh, get his one.
It's not your go, Vinny. Josh is up. What are you saying, Josh?
Mo Salah.
Mo Salah. Oh, Vinny's gutted. He could say. So Mo Salah was number 4 all time, 190 goals, and this is two for Chelsea, and then 188 for Liverpool. That's just mad. And now he was gone, and now he's back, and he's redeemed himself because he got an assist or something like that. It's just crazy, isn't it? So Salah for Josh. Now, so we've done top 1, 2, 3. There is a number. We've got number 5, number 7, 9.
What about
10 to go.
Is Suarez on there?
Luis Suarez is not there. I'll tell you where Suarez is. See if he's
Didier
in the.
Drogba.
Do you know what, Josh? Drogba's not in there either, mate.
Is he not?
I'm just scrolling. I'm scrolling down to see where they are because obviously there's quite a few. Didier Drogba is number 32.
Ooh.
Yeah. Who else did you say?
Luis Suarez. What number is he?
Suarez not even in the top 35.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, surprising, isn't it? Alex, it rolls around to you, mate. We'll keep going. But if we get to a point where we're just stuck, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Zola.
No, Zola's not in the top 10, but that's a nice call, though. I did see his name further down the list.
Who was that? Who was that? I didn't hear
Vinny
what
found someone else. He was going Zola, but he's not even in the top 35. So, Josh, who you got, mate? Who you got?
Is it not Vinny's turn?
No, it goes Vinny's first, then Alex, then you. But you're winning at the moment. It's 3-2-2.
Oh,
what about?
That's why I need pen and paper.
Teddy Sheringham.
Who?
Teddy Sheringham.
Sheringham. He is number 13, Joshua, 146 in 418, and he played for quite a lot of teams, but the bulk of it was for Tottenham. So unfortunately, no Teddy, mate. No Teddy this time. Go on in, Vinny. You got a couple of names. You got to be careful what you pick.
Andrew Cole.
Oh yes.
Andrew Cole is number 5. Correct.
Woo!
Good call. Hey!
Back in the game.
Goals. He's back. So Vinny is now tied with Josh.
That's the sort of person I was trying to think of.
Yeah. It is those kind of players that you go, oh god, yeah, I've forgotten about. But there is some other ones you go, oh yeah, they scored a lot of goals. Shit, yeah. So Alex, you're 2.
Robin van Persie.
Fortunately not, mate. Let's see. He's number 15 now. 144 goals, 288 appearances. He scored 96 for Arsenal, 48 for Man United. Boo. But yeah, top 15. But yeah, we roll over to Josh.
Not top 10. Yeah.
Not top 10, mate. Not top 10.
There's only one left, isn't there?
So
there's one left, yeah.
3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's technically 2. Where you got it from?
Technically 2.
Technically 2. There's even 2, but there's not.
Yeah.
So there is. Oh no, you said that one. No,
you
sorry,
said number 7.
I missed Fowler. Yeah, you've got number 10, and you've got number 7, and that's what's left.
Right.
And the beauty is you're all on your phones, so you can't Google it.
Not Google, no. Can we have a clue, please?
Okay, clue. Let's have a look. What can we say about this particular player? Okay, I'm just going to give you the team.
Yes.
Chelsea.
Eden Hazard.
No,
he wasn't that prolific. And it's not Drogba.
It's not Torres.
Oh,
Frank Lampard.
Oh,
Super Frank.
You'll go, Josh. It was Vinny's goal technically. So you've given him Lampard.
Oh, okay. I've got to get the next one to draw. Yeah.
Well, technically, Josh jumped the gun because it was he'd already said someone else. So you can take Lampard if you want.
That's minus 1 point then for.
Yeah. He's got a penalty. Literally. Well, I think the last one's probably one of the hardest because I wouldn't have expected it myself. So if I give you the teams this person's played for. And we'll go around the last one. So you've got West Ham, Tottenham, Portsmouth, Sunderland, and Bournemouth. The bulk of their goals were scored at Tottenham.
Defoe.
Correct.
Oh, superb!
So
Alex, look at that!
Alex is gone.
He's gone to get his trophy.
I've got to get my phone charger.
Oh, right. He got so excited. He had to go play the house. He's swinging his shirt around. Well done, Alex. It was just a really good question. I thought, that's really good. I stood there for about 10 minutes. I didn't get them all myself, but I was close, and I just thought this is a cool question. Now, for a little bit of homework, I know I prepared. I didn't know if anyone has any questions that you want to ask the group, just to kind of round things off, because we've been going about an hour, a few technical difficulties, and I probably won't cut it. It'll just be fun to watch. But from your point of view, Vinny, have you got any questions? Obviously, you're new to everyone here, apart from obviously myself, and we've seen you on the phone in and stuff. But any questions you had for us at all, mate?
Well, I just want to know who's going to what games. So we've got a few games coming up this winter season. Who's going to what games?
At the moment, I've got nothing planned at the minute, and no tickets. So I'm normally offered tickets, and normally I'll go, Alex, Josh, you want to go? So
Yeah.
I assume it's probably the same. But Vinny, because you were there at the Wolves game, right?
Yeah. I was there at the Wolves game. I've got tickets for the Carabao Cup game, and I'll probably get tickets for. Well, I've got to be a bit careful, you see, because it's Christmas season. So I think I can only get so many passes. So I'll either go to the Villa game or the Brighton game. I'll try and go both, but
Yeah.
one or the other I'll go to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just go on a ticket exchange. Keep swiping. Hopefully something will come up.
Is that what you do? She seemed quite successful in that, which is good to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair bit of effort, to be honest with you. You have to go on there all times of the day, and just hope something. Yeah, hope something pops up for a decent price. If it does, I snap it up. Yeah, only games you really are going to struggle to get tickets for, things like North London Derby, game against Man United, they're going to be really difficult. But everything else, something normally comes up sooner or later.
Just got to be patient, and that's being a red member as well, isn't it? I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. So no, that's cool. And you put in for the ballad as well, and it lets you go.
Yeah. I normally got an alarm for that. Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. That's dedication. I respect it, but I don't think any of us, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if anyone else. I've got nothing at the moment. Normally, Champions League, I'll get the last minute call on, so kind of expect it. But are we the last two games? Which one's home? Is it? Can't even think what the club's called. Is it the Weird Club? So we're away for Inter. I know that.
Kiryat.
Yeah, that's it.
So I imagine I may get an option to go on that from the family kind of tickets that get offered out potentially. But if they end up watching this, then thinking I'll still go. It should be an interesting one. But it's one of those ones that I think less people will be interested because we'll be through by that point. I expect, especially where we're sitting. But yeah, Kairat Almaty is that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're playing Club Bruges next themselves. So, and then we've got Inter, but that'll be interesting to be fair. But I think it should be a walk in the park, and I think we heavily rotate for that one. To be honest with you, but just looking where the next games are. So we've got Arsenal Winters on the 20th of January. Okay, and then the Kairat one. Just want to make sure it's definitely home. Yeah, that's on the 28th. So watch this space. I reckon we'll get tickets for Kairat if anyone wants to know. But yeah, any other questions, boys, you might have for anyone? Alex, Josh, obviously I know you've met briefly, but any thoughts on questions and bits you want to kind of know and put to the group?
I don't think so. I can't actually hear Alex, so
I've got loads more for you.
Oh, have you? I've got
you don't want to get me started. Right, first thing, no news at Christmas season, but we're coming up to transfer season. Now, if we want to be nailed on to win the Carabao Cup and the league, who are you buying in January, and why?
Good question. I don't mind. I mean, there's a lot of talk about, depending on the defence side of things, do we shore up defence and get another defender in for cover? Obviously, at one part there was talking about Semenyo on the left, but I don't think we'll end up getting him on, depending what happens with injuries. In all honesty, I think we had such a big summer. I don't think they probably planned for the amount of injuries we've had. But if anything, I think they would maybe look defensively rather than attack, because I think the attack's starting to come back. You've got Havertz coming back, obviously, end of the year. They're talking about maybe the Aston Villa game, same as Gabriel, which again kind of covers both of those off. But I think Big Gabby, we need him back. He's such a huge part. Yeah, he's in charge of that back line for me. And Odegaard Rice in the middle, Saka at the front end. So I think we've kind of got leaders all along. But I do think I can't see him buying anyone unless there's a real extreme injury. But I think they'll just be concentrating on getting people back. That's my take on it.
Yeah,
boys. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I completely agree, Dan.
Yeah.
I can't see us buying anyone. The only thing I could have seen is if we were to ship out anyone, so for instance like Gabby, Jesus, but to be honest, I don't see them getting rid of him either. So he looks quite sharp when he's come back. He looks quite sharp. So
agreed. He's looked good.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed seeing him back. especially always at Club Brugge when you come back, and he looked really good on that game. And obviously, let's be honest, if he wasn't there on the Wolves game going for the header, that goal wouldn't have happened as well. So although he didn't score it, that he helped create that finish. To be honest with you, so
Yeah.
He did.
I feel for him because I thought he scored, and I was like, yeah, I was so happy. And then they were like, it's an own goal, and I was like, what the hell? And it literally was like that with the guy's face, and it went in, and it was like, who cares at this rate? So I'm buzzing, but I'd love to see Jesus back. And he was so good in the Champions League before he got injured. He was on fire. Didn't he score like a hat trick against someone as well, like just before he went off with his knee in the previous season? So all may it continue, and hope he stays fit, like everyone really. But yeah. Alex, you're in the same boat as well.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think we're going to get anyone. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Go on, Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm loving the interview with Vinny as well.
Can I ask this very last question? I absolutely promise, and this is a real quick one.
No, I'm loving it.
So look, Everton game's coming up. We need points. From an Everton perspective, you could look at our team and say we've got 3 potential strikers: Jesus, Marino, and Gyökeres. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were Everton, which one of those 3 would you fear the most?
Marino.
Yeah, the most consistent. I think you're probably right, aren't you?
Yeah.
When you look
I also think he's the one that's the most dangerous in the air, and they're probably, even though they're very good defensively, they normally set up quite well. They've also got a few errors in them, haven't they, as well? Like Tarkowski and Keane, they do make the odd error, and I just feel when you've got someone there that's a bit more kind of like, trying to meet the ball with their head, I can just see him being a bit more of an issue. And also when Marino does play up top, he sort of floats around, doesn't he? And he sort of drops quite deep at times.
Yeah.
And so he's hard to pick up. And yeah, because it's obviously not his natural position. I think people don't really know how to handle him, so he's a bit of a conundrum for a lot of defenders.
So he gets forgotten. Like he's almost like, oh yeah, like but Gyökeres are like, we've got to stay on him.
Yeah, exactly.
But Marino's like,
because normally you'd probably say like, oh, you're going to man mark the striker, and obviously in that case you're like, well, who's the striker?
yeah, we don't know. He's a midfielder, is he a striker? Like, well, no one actually knows still. It's a good question though, because I mean, Alex, what do you think about on the striker front? Who would you put out there? Would you start with Gyökeres or Marino? Or
I start Gyökeres. Look, even though he's not been putting the ball in the back of the net, one thing he does offer is the fact that because he has been so prolific, everyone sticks to him, and it creates space. Like where when he draws defenders in, when he makes his runs, he draws defenders, and it gives the rest of the players the opportunity to score, which they have been doing a lot this season. I think when we went to the Olympiacos game, and that was the first time I probably watched him like the whole game, because it's the first time I'm seeing him in person, like on the pitch, and can just watch him. And that was at the beginning of the season before his injury, and he had so much movement, and he was doing so much work off of the ball that I thought that was, even though he wasn't scoring, that he was adding that. But I don't know if they would fear him more than I think they would potentially fear him more than they would Marino.
It's a weird question, to be honest with you, because this question is almost, when you answer it, it's almost head versus heart. Because we're all so passionate about Gyökeres. We also badly want him to do well. We wanted a striker in the summer. We got our striker.
We got him.
And we're so emotionally invested in him. If someone says, "Oh, who should start up front?" we'll say Gyökeres. But when you ask who would the other team fear playing against the most, you say someone else. So what's that telling us? You know what I mean? Who do we really choose to start? It's
It's a dilemma, to be fair, and I can imagine.
Yeah,
You mentioned Arteta going. I really should start. I've got this marquee striker. You know, we've wanted him for several seasons, and we're going to start Marino up front potentially. It's bonkers, isn't it? When you actually think
yeah,
about it, like Jesus. And you think about like when Gyökeres joined, the excitement that everyone
yeah,
had, the whole.
yeah,
And like, you know, it was just bonkers. They sold the most amount of shirt sales for
yeah.
number 14 as well, which was massive. I mean, I've got one, you know, but and you think, oh, he's only scored 6 goals, but then 6 goals total. When you look at the other strikers that have come in, I think it's Ekatike is the only one really scored more. I think he's on 7. I think Yorker's in 6. I think it might be Premier League though. He's only got 4 in the Premier League, and then he's got a
Mm.
couple in. I don't know, in Champions League was it a couple? I'm assuming, um, but he just needs to. He needs to score on. But you saw as soon as he scored the previous goals, the difference. He lights up. You can see it is a confidence thing. Like Josh said earlier, it's strikers are confidence players and they need to be scoring goals. He still needs that service. And I think let's not just go down the wing. It was so heavily right. I don't know if you saw that in person, Vinny, on Sunday. All the attack was through Saka, hardly at
Mm.
all on the left for me. And we've got a pitchfork, you know, going forward. Why don't we use all of it rather than just go around the sides every time? At the moment, we're wasting that person there. It does bring people away and frees up other people, but surely you still want to supply him with something like they're not going to be expecting it surely almost now because we never played a ball to him. It's super frustrating. But I genuinely think if he gets a couple of goals under his belt and he kicks on again, builds that confidence, but he just needs to start playing, but also rotate him and bring someone else in at 60 minutes, you know, because he was playing 90 minutes every game because we had no one else. He ended up getting injured because of it. Couple of games missed, but he's also now got to come back into
mm.
form, which is also frustrating. So, but no, it's a really interesting question, Vinny. What about yourself, Vinny? What do you think?
Uh, about who we should start? I
Mm,
mean, I think any which way you look at it, we've got to bring Jesus on at some point because he offers something
yeah.
completely different to the other two strikers. So he'll
Hmm.
he'll pose the Everton defence and ask them completely different questions. So he's definitely going to come on at some point. I don't think he'll start. We're not quite there yet,
Yeah.
and
Agreed.
I I I I can't see us starting Marino. I think Gyökeres
Mm,
starts. I think Gyökeres definitely
interesting.
starts. And if I had to literally punt and choose, although I do think there's more of a chance of Marino scoring, I'd still probably start Gyökeres.
Yeah, no, I
I'd
agree.
still
I mean, I
probably
know
start him.
I said Marino, but I think Gyökeres starts, but I
Yeah,
think they would fear Marino more.
Yeah.
yeah,
Which was the question.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Gyökeres starts all day long. Really, I think he's
Mm,
got to. You know, like
yeah.
you said,
Imagine if he didn't
he's our
start him
marquee
over.
signing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean
mm.
that's going to give him a right kick in the nuts, isn't it? If he wasn't to start and he's available, you know.
Yeah. How's your confidence now
Yeah,
on that
exactly.
bench? Yeah. Yeah. It is not good. Not good at all. Well, no, I think that's really good. I think that's an interesting question for sure. But Vinny, if you do genuinely have any more, I'm up for another one if you've got any. Because to be fair, I've done a little prep more about the league so far, but it's interesting to get people's takes and what other people are thinking. Like, what are we talking about down a pub? You speak to your Arsenal friend. What's the sort of conversations? You know, what questions are you asking each other? Like, that's what's interesting to me because we
Do
are down the pub.
do you think do you think Sunderland are gonna do you think they're gonna qualify for Europe?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Ooh.
Wow, let's have a look. I mean, let's grab the standings because
They've
Oh.
I
been
mean,
unbelievable for a team that's
Mm.
just been promoted. Yeah, unbelievable this season.
Mm.
so currently sat in 8th on joint points with Liverpool and Man United and Crystal Palace. They're all on 26 points. It's just goal difference, which
Yeah.
I mean is the goal difference is the same as Liverpool. It's 2, then 4 and 5 Man United, Crystal Palace. So is tight there, isn't it? I think they haven't lost much. They've won a lot of games. They've won 7, drawn 5, lost 4. Liverpool have lost more, but just one more. I can't see them being in Europe. I'll be honest. I think but I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be top end of the table by the come the end of it. Which, let's be honest, when they started, you're going. You just need to survive this season, get more money. Let's
Yeah,
keep going. Let's develop him. But yeah, I can't. I'm not going to sin. But they've done extremely well. What they've done so far is unbelievable. And I hope they stay up. I hope Shaka drags them through and gets them through because he's up there as a definitely another favourite of the Arsenal players of old in recent years.
yeah.
So. But yeah, anyone else's thoughts on that? Because that's a big question.
And I think they definitely could. I think things are so congested. Because what is it the top 8 that get a Europe? Is it all top 7 that get into Europe? I'm not sure.
So
but
as it stands
could.
on here,
I
it's
think it all
top 4
depends,
for
doesn't
Champions
it?
League, and I mean you've got
and then,
5 at the moment is Europa League space. So it's the top 5.
Yeah.
You've got 4 Champions League at the moment. It could change maybe. I think.
Yeah.
It's weird how it works.
And then
isn't it,
Conference
sometimes?
League, you've got Conference as well. So there's another place there.
Yeah.
But
So
no,
technically, 6.
I think the 8, 7, 6, those positions are so congested, and they're going to constantly be changing. It's not like the top 3, which will remain
Yeah.
reasonably static. I mean, 7th, 8th, 9th, they're going to be just changing hands right
Yeah.
down to the last game or so. So, and I think they'll be up there till the last couple of games. They could, they've got just as
Yeah.
good a chance as anybody else as nabbing one of those places. I think. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how they do because obviously where we've done the Champions League ourselves when we were slightly lighter. We didn't have the squad we did, and we still did okay. But we run out of steam, really, didn't we, in previous seasons because we didn't have the squad. And I fear for
Yeah.
the people of the of going into a Europe and struggling. Who's struggling in Europe now? They haven't got the squad and the stuff and the depth we have because we've learnt the hard way and we've had to go in the market and go right. We want to compete on all fronts. We need a bigger squad of even quality where we can, and I think that's where the clubs that we've got up there at the moment are going to struggle.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to slow Aston Villa down this season. Is Europe?
Hope so. Yeah, because where are they set? Are they? Let me have a look. Grab stands. Are they not champions? Are they? They're in the Europa.
Europa, yeah.
Europa League, yeah.
So as it stands, where do they sit? So Aston Villa are 3rd at the moment.
Well up there.
5 wins, 1 loss. Yeah, they'd be qualifying, and that's great for us in a sense. But there's no more Champions League games. But obviously, they are. Yeah, they're competing, aren't they? So it's Man City and us, really. But do we think it's Man City, us, and Aston Villa? That's going to be the top 3 as it stands. So do you think they're going to drop off as the Europa League goes on?
Personally, like I when there was a lot of noise about Chelsea and we played Chelsea and we drew. I was like, Chelsea aren't going to hang around. They've lost like a few games this season. At the time, they've been beaten by Forest at home. I think they hadn't been doing well. But they'd won like a few games. They were the best of a bad bunch at the time, to be honest. And now they're dropping off now.
Massively, yeah.
So yeah,
I think it'll be Arsenal, City 1 and 2, then 3, 4, and 5. It depends. I mean, who's losing players to AFCON? They'll start dropping points because of that.
That's a good
I
thing.
think 3, 4, and 5 are going to be interchangeable again right to the end of the season, just with us and City at the top 2.
We haven't got anyone as far as I'm aware AFCON, are we?
No one.
No, because on previous, obviously, we had the parties and stuff of the world, but got no one there. So the likes of Liverpool are losing players, Man United are losing players. But yeah, that will be interesting because that's a whole month, isn't it? It's pretty much all of January out, isn't it, for AFCON? Yeah. Fantastic, for maybe that's why we pivoted that way, maybe because it is an issue, it really is. Let's stay away from that maybe league, but no, it's really cool. But I mean, it's been a bit chaotic, gentlemen. I know, and hopefully, it comes across all right in the end. But obviously, the Christmas special, it's been interesting, it's been fun. It'd been nice to catch up with like-minded Arsenal fans. And one thing I'd leave on, because Vinny asked me this question, and it still meant a lot, Vinny, actually, when we spoke before, and Vinny kind of posed it to us, and I know Josh and stuff as with a podcast and stuff that we've been doing on Monday, but he said to me, hey, do you know that you're influencing future Arsenal fans of what you're doing now.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like that, and I was like, "That's so good, Vinny." And I think kind of want to leave on that parting thought, because everyone who watches this and sees it, if they've got it this far, they've done well. But obviously, it is a big thing, and I think we are creating kind of little mini Gooners everywhere, or people going changing. Because I know I was born a Gooner, Josh and Alex were, I think, but Vinny, you become a Gooner later on in life by
Yeah,
just
definitely. Yeah.
embracing and going to the stadium. And I still love that, because there are so many people who are on the fence, enjoying it, but not really maybe choosing a team. But it'll be interesting when you're winning. You know that there's going to be people naturally who are going to go, "Well, I'm going to go for the team that's winning everything." So we're winning new fans every day, and obviously, if we're part of that, I thought that was quite cool. Quite cool. So a
Yeah.
Christmas present to anyone watching: become an Arsenal fan. Come back and watch us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I second that.
Cool. Yeah, lovely. But I'll wrap it up there, fellas. I'll close the stream. Don't go anywhere for a second, and we could just say goodbyes after. But obviously, I'll end the stream, and then we can just